One of our viewers wrote into our Facebook page with a question. Tony wrote us asking, what the heck happened in Endgame with the Vision? How come he wasn't in it? A pretty good question, I thought, so I figured we'd take a closer look because by now we actually have a lot of clues to help us figure out what Marvel was thinking. When I walked out of the theater of Endgame with my friends and we were all just trying to process everything that we'd seen, one of the things I brought up immediately was, did you notice there was no Vision in the movie? Why was that? How come he didn't come back? Of course, there are a couple reasons, and the first and most obvious one would be, well, he wasn't dusted, and the resolution of the Avengers Endgame movie was just to bring the dusted people back. And it's kind of ironic because going into it, you would think we knew that they were doing time travel. And usually in these types of movies, when you're doing time travel, that means you're going to do some type of paradox that will reset the timeline, just like what happened at the end of Days of Future Past from the X-Men franchise. So you would have assumed going in that all of the complications that had happened in Avengers Infinity War would have been resolved. But of course, that's not what Tony Stark decided to do. He decided to bring back the people 5 years later. So we did not get Scarlet Witch back. We did not get Vision back. And of course, those people came back after a 5-year absence, which is something that they've implied that they're going to be dealing with in future MCU content. Could be both films and the TV shows that are coming up. So that would be one obvious answer, but there's a little more to it than that. There, of course, for all MCU fans that are following this closely, they know there's a Scarlet Witch and Vision TV show to be coming up. And of course, there's a lot of material of the Scarlet Witch and the Vision throughout Marvel Comics history. However, parts of this show are going to be, A, built off of resolving what happened to the Vision and bringing him back, and B, some elements from the comic book series, the most recent comic book series of Vision from 2016. Highly acclaimed series. Very good. I'm only halfway through reading it at the moment. But obviously, it was an issue about timing as well. If they wouldn't have had the time to really go into that plot point very well. And since it's going to be a foundational part of the Vision and Scarlet Witch TV show, it would be something that you would think they would want some time to deal with. In fact, maybe the level of characterization they'd want to be able to play with during that process of apparently Scarlet Witch is going to be trying to, I think, put the Soul Stone back into, or a facsimile back into the Vision to get him back, and that will be a big part of the early season of the show. So obviously, at a movie that was 3 hours long, putting another plot point in there would have been very tricky. And obviously, the team that's writing the show, the television show, for DC streaming, they're going to want a chance to be able to develop as much drama out of that as they can. So it didn't really make sense, I would guess, to put it into the movie. So I think that's the real key, is that it's going to play into the upcoming streaming show. And by the way, that is going to look awesome. If you've read that Vision series, very cool. So I think that it was just them picking and choosing their battles as far as wanting to wring out the most drama that they could get from it. So again, thanks to Tony for the question. Feel free to leave us a question in the comments below or over on our Facebook page. Thanks so much for watching. Check out our other coverage. We'll see you here next time on Hero Journalism.